This is Neil Ratner Rock Doc here on WDST Radio Woodstock with another episode of This Week in Rock with support from Transcend Dental and my friend, the amazing dentist and rock star Bruce Milner. Visit Transcend Dental, his stunning new office at 2 Maverick Road on the corner of Maverick Road and Route 375. On May 29, 1969, Crosby, Stills, and Nash released their self-titled debut album. The group was formed by 3 superstar musicians. David Crosby had played guitar, sang, and wrote songs with the Byrds. Stephen Stills had been a guitarist, keyboardist, vocalist, and songwriter in the Buffalo Springfield, which had also included Neil Young. And Graham Nash had been a guitarist, singer, and songwriter with the Hollies. The idea for the group began when David Crosby filled in for Neil Young at the Monterey Pop Festival in June of 1967. Crosby and Stills became friendly and began jamming informally. However, how the two met Graham Nash is something the 3 failed to agree on, although there is total agreement that the sound they produced together was absolutely unbelievable.
It was a startling moment. Graham, we sang it to him. He said, "Would you do that again?" And we looked at each other and thought, well, okay. So we sang it again. He said, one more time. And we sang it, and he put the top part on, and that was, I knew at that moment what I was going to be doing with my life for quite some time.
In the morning, when you rise.
It was like a horse with 3 heads and galloping on the 4 legs of my finger picking.
Did you know at that moment what you were going to be doing the rest of your life?
I know that I'd never heard a vocal group sound like that ever. I mean, the Celtic keen of his voice, his cat's purr, and my cement truck or whatever it is, just had this blesh that
that's blend and mesh.
That was, we could do anything.
It was absolutely, completely a unique sound. It was one voice made up of 3 individual strains of voice. There was no doubt. We knew what we had. We were in love with each other. We were in love with the music. We were in love with each other's songs. We couldn't wait to get out there. Get out of our way. We're coming forward.
Crosby, Stills, and Nash's talents in vocal harmony and cultivation of painstaking studio craft, as well as the Laurel Canyon ethos that surrounded the group, established an aesthetic that came to define the California sound of the 1970s. Marrakesh Express was one of the 2 singles from the album. Written by Graham Nash, his inspiration occurred during a Moroccan vacation when he traveled by train from Casablanca to Marrakesh. Nash began the journey in first class, surrounded by people he found to be uninteresting. As he described it, they were all ladies with blue hair. So he left the seat to explore the other train carriages and was fascinated by what he saw. The song mentions ducks and pigs and chickens, which he saw on the train, and recalled the ride by commenting, "It's literally the song as it is. What happened to me?" Okay, let's listen. From their debut album, Crosby, Stills, and Nash, and Marrakesh Express.